Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and we're back again. We get another Avatar The Last Airbender legendary card. I'm just going to give you fair warning before I start this deck today, though. This deck will probably have people rage quit, upset them, maybe lose you some friends. I'm just giving you fair warning now, because there's one thing that Commander players can't stand, and that is losing resources. And this deck is specifically designed to do that today. So yeah, just be warned that it could result in some nasty things happening, because what we are talking about is the Combustion Man, 3 and double red for a 4/6 human assassin. And whenever he attacks, destroy target permanent unless its controller has the Combustion Man deal damage to them equal to his power. Yeah, I might have gone a little, well, I say, deep end it was a very deep end for yesterday's deck. This is kind of like middle of the pool type level, but it is painful. So yeah, here we go. I've warned you, this is what today's deck looks like. So starting at the beginning, we have a couple of planeswalkers. We have Koth of the Hammer, purely to give us the extra mana we need to make this deck work. If we can get the -5 off, we're going to be really happy. But it's always a little bit of a problem getting Koth to do that. You've got to basically have a couple of your mountains turn into elementals. Now you can do it in your second main phase and use a tap lands, and they just go back. So you can pump up that way, but mainly it's here for the -2 to make sure we get the mana we need. Zariel, Archduke of Avarice, however, is different kettle of fish altogether. The +1 to give everything +1, +0 and haste, or get a devil, is fantastic. The -6, if we can get there, yeah, additional combat steps are always good fun, especially when they're on an emblem and can't be interacted with. So there you go. Creatures, well, we've got Dwarven Blastmasters, take out non-basic lands, which we see a lot of in Commander. We've got the Dwarven Miner to take out non-basic lands that we see a lot of in Commander. We've got Goblin Crater Maker to take out those annoying artifacts mainly, or ping something off for 2 damage. Rabun Bull of Al Mago also makes an appearance because, well, we've got equipment coming up, as you can imagine, so they're there for that. Likewise, same reason the Brass Squire's in. Fire on, Wild Rose Warrior, gives all our equipped creatures haste, and whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, you get a copy of it. It costs 2 less to equip, and then you sack it at the end of turn, so that's cool. Togo Weaponsmith, Togo Goblin Weaponsmith, sorry, just gives us the rocks when we do the whole landfall bit. And Vadulk, Keeper of the Flame, we like having equipments attached to this guy, so we get 3/1 elemental creature tokens with trample and haste. Yeah. Likewise, Barrett's in from Final Fantasy VII, was he in, I think, the game he was in. Attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to defending player. That's cool. And then more land destruction with Detrivor. Yeah, you suspend this. You don't do anything else, but you suspend this, so bear that in mind. Dwarven Drillers in as well. Destroy target land unless its controller has Dwarven Driller, deal 2 damage to them. And Krenko's Buzz Crusher is also in. Enters the battlefield for each player, destroy up to 1 non-basic land that player controls, and then everybody goes to finds a basic, but if you're still denied some sort of resource. Magmatic Hellkite comes in, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Its controller searches the library for a basic land card and puts a stun counter on it, so it slows them down, but it's a 4/5 dragon for 4 mana, which is nice. Parapet Thrasher is just another dragon. When it deals combat damage, we can take out artifacts or 4 damage to each other opponent, or exile top card of our library and play it if we need to. But obviously it's here, we're denying resources, so destroy target artifacts is the thing we're going to choose each time. The Ravenous Baboons appears to take out those non-basics, and Obscene Charmor does the same thing. It's a bit nice though. It's another dragon that flies, and it does destroy a target non-basic land an opponent controls, and it's cheaper to cast if people have lands that produce colourless mana. The Motherlode Excavator comes in from Fallout, enters the battlefield, we choose target opponent, you get an amount of energy equals the number of non-basic lands they control, and whenever it attacks, you may pay 4 energy and destroy target non-basic land defending player controls, and creatures that players controls without flying can't block this turn, so it gives you like a mini Alpha Strike type thing. From there, the Volshock Battle Master's in, because we've got equipment coming up, so we might as well have that here, along with the Eki Battle Squad to try and get the additional combat. Gilgamesh, Master of Arms in as well. We can go and find some equipment this way. Horde Smelter Dragon lets us destroy artifacts and then pump up its power for a turn. And the Oxidai Finisher, because I've got the equipment in the deck, having a cheap 7/5 with Trample seemed like a reasonable plan. But yeah, 22 creatures in the deck, but then we have sorceries. And starting with Release the Gremlins, blow up the board's worth of artifacts. Yes, it costs 3 to do 1, 5 to do 2, 7 to do 3, etc, 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 but gives us some 2/2 blockers, which is quite nice. The Subterranean Tremors, we want to try and get this up to 8 if we can, so we can destroy all the artifacts, deal X damage to all the creatures without flying, and then leave ourselves with an 8/8 red lizard, which can potentially win us the game. Vandal Blast is Vandal Blast. Red Sun's Twilight's even more fun. You want to be casting this at 7-8 mana to blow up sort of like those artifacts and then get copies of them. Yes, they gain haste and you only got them to the end of the turn, but you might as well have a copy of them for a little while. Brother's Hood Hen gives us a bit of board control. Either blow up all the artifacts at mana value 3 or less, or 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. So it's probably going to be the artifact. Well, it will be in this deck, the artifact one most of the time, but in a pinch you can do the 3 damage to everything if you need to. Molten Rain takes out a land. As long as it's non-basic, it shocks the controller. Likewise, traditional Stone Rain had to be in. Side note, been playing Magic Online for a while now. Didn't have a traditional Stone Rain in my collection at all, so I had to go and buy one. Completely random, but I thought I'd mention it. Lay Waste is destroy target land, or we can go and cycle if we get a bit stuck. Melt Terrain's in as well. Destroy target land and it deals 2 damage to that land's controller, so a little bit better than the Molten Rain because it's any land instead of just non-basic. Violent Impact, again, just for the cycling a bit, or we could take out an artifact or a land. Anzrag's a Rampage. We destroy all artifacts we don't control, then we get to exile the top X cards to our library, where there's number of artifacts put into battlefield this turn. Find a creature, put it into play, it gains haste, and then we get to bounce it back to our hand at the beginning of the next turn. End step, that's fine, no issue with that. Plunder, just a suspend way of taking out a land, and Vandalize, a little bit expensive, but 5 mana lets us do an artifact and a land if we really need to blow other things up. Then we get to the artifacts, because we have to remember the Combustion Mage gets better the bigger the power is. So, first one, Bloodforged Battle Axe, +2/+0, then we get more copies, token copies of it as we go along. The boots to give our Combustion Man haste, the Soul Ring and the Arcane Signature ramp. Black Blade Reforged. Yeah, this becomes a very big creature very quickly when you put it on the Combustion Man, because people will not let you do... Well, we'll basically let them sacrifice their permanents, basically. And, you know, is it any permanent as well? It's not just lands, but I know red focuses on red and on lands and artifacts, but at least this way with the Combustion Man, you can take out enchantments as well, so it's not the end of the world. The Brotherhood Regalia gives a bit more protection to our Combustion Man. Chainsaw basically lightning bolts something, and then we get to start pumping up whatever it's attached to. Corey Steel Cutter, yes, it's banned in Standard, it's not banned in Commander yet, so let's do this and get a second spell off and get some monks that help out. Bit more ramp with the Fire Diamond. Hero's Blade's a no-brainer in this deck. You put this into play, you cast the Combustion Man, you have a very big 7/8 creature that is a real pain for people to deal with. A little bit of for the Mirrodin side of things as well to get some more creatures in. So we've got the Hexblade Halberd here to give a creature first strike and trample. Ruby Medallion to cut the cost of our spells down. Swift Boots again to protect the Combustion Man when he comes in. The Sword of the Animist goes and fetches our basic mountains out, which we have a lot of, believably or not. Trailblazer Boots just get us around the whole... Yeah, there may be someone with a non-basic left, so we might as well use that to land walk across and get the damage through. Gimli's Axe really does pump up the Combustion Man, plus as well giving him Menace, so that's pretty cool in this deck. The Warhammer for a little bit of pump and trample and lifelink. Mithril Coke, yep, this goes straight on the Combustion Man if we've got this Combustion Man in play, and then we play the Cloak because we want to make him indestructible as soon as possible. Tenzer's Godo's Maul is fantastic. Quick creature gets +1/+1. As long as it's legendary, it gets +2/+2. It gets an additional +2/+2, so we're looking at +3/+3 at the moment, and trample if it's red. Yeah, okay, then happy with that. The Reaver Cleaver, just for the whole token generation. The Helm of the Host, because who doesn't want more than one copy of the Combustion Man in play? Vile Crystal cuts the cost of it down and gives everything haste. The Vilshock Splitter is in as well, just a cheap way of pumping up our creature. Same with Warrior Sword, but we've got the wonderful bit of job select for this one, so we get a lovely 4/3 guy. Embercleave, bit of a no-brainer. Yep, comes in, gives the equipped creature +1/+1 double strike and trample. And then finally, just so we can have a little bit of fun with the cascading, I went with Meteoric Mace as well. One enchantment in the deck. The side quest of play Blitzball. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you give a creature +2/+0. And at the end of combat on your turn, if a player was dealt 6 or more damage, transform this and attach it to a creature. And it transformed into the World Champion Celestial Weapon. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has double strike. So really like that plan. The lands are very, very simple. 1 Nykthos, 1 Valakut, 33 mountains, and that's it. The Combustion Man is fun. I mean, there probably are other ways of doing it, but I decided to go with Resource Denial. A little bit different to the stacks decks, you see, but this one's just fun. But I will warn you now, blowing up people's artifacts, blowing up their lands, and upsetting them generally in the game is going to make you a target. So you have been warned, and you will lose friends over this deck. But if you like the deck, or if you want to hear anything else, please hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you can, cheer for the video, that'd be really good. Help me beat the YouTube algorithm to get some more of my decks out there in front of people. And yeah, I'll be back next week with some more. So for now, thanks for watching. Have a great time. See you soon. Bye bye.